What is up, y'all? Caponto and Tony here, and welcome to another Ever Crisis video, and welcome to the second portion of the content updates for the second anniversary of Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Pretty beefy content update, a lot of stuff to go through here. We'll cover everything pretty much after I do the banner review first. But yeah, there's a lot of new content, a lot of stuff to go through in the notices. But yeah, let's check out the new Limit Break banner first. This is the second triple weapon banner again. I hate triple weapon banners. I can't believe this is like a new thing in this game. Really makes it hard to overboost multiple weapons when, you know, there's 3 of them in one limited banner. But yeah, that's save that rant for another day. But anyway, let's check this out. Gonna go through each character here. First, we're going to probably start with the most unique character on this banner. When I say unique, I mean like the most unique weapon. The other 2 weapons, very self-explanatory, I feel, what they do. But this new weapon here, the leather combat gloves for Tifa, is very interesting. But anyway, this is her costume, which, you know, the aesthetic looks amazing. It's Advent Children Tifa. It's iconic. It looks really, really good. And yeah, if you're a Tifa main, you are absolutely going to be grabbing this. Guaranteed. So the AC style, it does boost attack all allies plus 15 points, which means everybody in the party will get a 7% boost to their physical and magic attack. So really good to have on our ability. And then she is also getting Protective Fist, which does a fire, ice, lightning, earth, water, wind ability damage boost plus 30%. Also a HP plus 15% as well. So this is interesting because this is technically Tifa's second Omni Arcanum. This outfit is very, very similar to her New Year's costume, which you know, pretty much does the same thing, except this has the HP added on top of it, and the New Year's costume has Reprieve. So I think the New Year's costume is still technically better from a stat perspective because Reprieve is just amazing, but for the battles where you might not need Reprieve, you can get this little extra bonus damage from the Boost Attack All Allies. So that is cool. And the extra HP as well. So, yeah. Pretty crazy that Tifa got 2 Omni Arcanums already. So, awesome. Anyway, now let's go into the leather combat gloves. They revealed what this did yesterday. It's a very unique new weapon here. A lot of debate around it from, you know, my Discord that I, you know, play the game on. And it's pretty interesting. So a lot of people seem to like it, a lot of people seem to hate it. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, and yeah, let's go through it right now. So the detonating blow here, the leather combat gloves for Tifa, does at base copy does 600% magic non-elemental damage to all enemies. It also at 50% HP or more, status Enfeeble is applied for 20 seconds to all enemies as well. And then it does a stat buff tier increase low to all allies, 10-second duration. Max tier high. So at a base copy, you're essentially able to take all the existing buffs on the party and increase the tier of those buffs. So if everyone is at like low tier, Tifa will raise all those buffs to mid tier. You know, it just adds 1 tier to all the existing buffs in your party, and that's really, really cool. It's something extremely unique. The thing that's weird about it, though, is that it's a weapon on Tifa, and Tifa's up to this point has been very, very heavy as a DPS character. And now this is kind of like a weird kind of offhand support weapon that she's getting, you know? I mean, she'll be able to boost, you know, attack and elemental potency up to 4 tiers as well, which will kind of, you know, actually help her do more damage as well. But she'll lose potentially her Blue Daffodil, which is a fantastic offhand weapon that gives her a flat 40% damage increase to all her elemental weapons. So this is an interesting one. We're going to keep going through it here. But also our abilities, boost attack all allies, boost ability potency, P attack, magic attack boost, and X sigil boost are the support materia slot thingies. X sigil boost plus 2. All right, so 720% at OB1, a little bit extra duration on the Enfeeble. And that's pretty much the same, the stat buff. OB6 is where it really shines. So instead of that max tier being high, which is 3 tiers on the buffs, it now goes to extra high, which is 4 tiers on the buffs. So you do 1080% magic non-elemental damage now. Enfeeble gets a little bit extra duration at 35 seconds. And yeah, extra high is the tier now. So she can take any existing buff, take it to extra high. That includes physical defense up, magic defense up, elemental potency up, physical attack up, magic attack up. So a very, very unique weapon here. It's interesting. It's really interesting. It seems really, really cool. It also kind of seems dependent on how your account is built, though. For newer players, I'm not sure how much use they're going to get out of this weapon, especially, you know, a lot of the really good support weapons in this game are limited. Like a lot of the Aerith ones, a lot of the Matt ones, Red 13, Barrett, like a lot of really, Lucia. So a lot of like really good support weapons that were limited, and a lot of stuff that potentially people missed on, or if they're new players, they obviously missed on it. So your account, it really depends how good your account is built out, how good this weapon can possibly be. So that's just something to keep in mind. And you get Boost Attack All Allies, 40 points, 30 points, ability potency at OB6, OB10. The Enfeeble gets a 60 seconds, so that's a 25-second duration increase on Enfeeble. Pretty significant. 1,340% Magic Non-Elemental Damage. I'm not crazy about non-elemental damage, but 1,340% at OB10 is still pretty beefy, and it hits AOE as well. And then the stat buff thing stays the same. So another thing I was not sure about with this is people were saying like, oh, the stat buff, it's only a 10 seconds where you will get that extra high boost and then it'll go back down. I don't think it means that. I think I'm not 100% sure. I think it means any existing buff that's already applied to the party will get a 10-second duration boost to that existing buff. So I think that's what that means. I don't think it means like, oh, you're all going to get 10 seconds of tier 4 and then it's going to go back down to tier 3. I don't think that's what that means. I think it means, yeah, it's just going to tack on 10 seconds to the existing buffs. I hope that's what that means, because if it's only 10 seconds at a, you know, an extra tier and then it goes back down, that would not be very good. So, yeah, anyway, this is a very interesting weapon for Tifa. A lot of people, I know, they were kind of disappointed when, you know, when when this weapon was revealed for Tifa, because they were hoping that she would just get like a crazy damage stacking offhand weapon like Cloud got. Cloud's fusion sword is absolutely busted. I was playing around with it. I've been clearing so much content really, really easily with it. It enhances in his whole kit. Cloud is like one of the best DPSs in the game now. So he's just incredible because of the fusion sword alone. And if you get his ultimate weapon, it's even better. So when Tifa got this weapon, she's kind of like pivoting to a support role, but she can still be used as a strong DPS. She's just not going to be like top tier damage wise compared to these new weapons that we're getting in this anniversary. Like Cloud's fusion sword just makes him a top tier DPS now. Sephiroth is just like broken, the newer Sephiroth. And then these other two characters, Yuffie and Sephiroth, are getting busted elemental weapons as well. And then Tifa's kind of in this weird state where she's like kind of a support hybrid, where she will benefit from the like if you have like really good support weapons, she will actually benefit and get a damage boost because of tier 4 on P attack up, or magic attack up, or elemental potency up. But she's going to be losing exploit weakness unless someone else gives it to her, like, you know, an Aerith or a Yuffie or a Red 13, right? So I would say this weapon does not automatically make her Blue Daffodil useless in the offhand, her New Year's weapon. But I don't know about this one. I think there's definitely going to be content it's going to be great for. The cool thing about this weapon, it's like if you're someone that's only pulled like only one copy of a lot of these old support weapons because they can still be good at low overboosts, like for example, like Aerith's Bahamut Rod. A lot of people complain about that weapon only being like a mid-tier defense boost. Tifa can now just take it up to extra high, so that's pretty insane. That's pretty sweet. Anyone that uses like a bravery materia, you know, to do low P attack up, Tifa can technically take that bravery materia, make it go up to extra high. So there's some cool things that this weapon can do. You know, obviously raising defense. So like there's weapons like Aerith's Mithril Rod, raises double defense for physical defense and magic defense. Tifa can take both of those buffs to extra high, 4 tiers. So very cool things this weapon can do. I think it kind of brings some versatility to team building and whatnot. The problem is it kind of weakens Tifa a little bit as a DPS, because if she's running this weapon and not Blue Daffodil, then yeah, that's, you know, she's kind of more up in a support role compared to a DPS role. So very, very interesting weapon. I'm definitely intrigued by it. It's something I would probably grab the OB6 because I have built Tifa out along, you know, this whole time as one of my main DPS characters because the game has supported her so well as a DPS character. And she's going to keep getting support, you know. Tifa's one of the moneymakers for Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, along with like characters like Aerith and Cloud. They're the moneymakers in this game. So they're going to keep getting banners and they're going to keep getting support. But yeah, this is an interesting weapon here for Tifa. Very intrigued by it, but I know a lot of people might not like it. And yeah, if your account is newer or you just don't have a lot of the good limited support weapons in this game where this weapon, you know, will shine the most, then obviously this weapon won't be as good if your account is not built out well enough, you know, to have these good limited weapons, these limited support weapons. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Honestly, if I were to pull on this or focus on pulling on this, I would just get it to OB6 and be done with it. I wouldn't really need to push it to OB10. The main benefit from OB6 to 10 is just mainly that extra Enfeeble duration and a little bit extra Magic Non-Elemental damage. Obviously better R abilities too, but I think OB6 is something, you know, that's good enough for this weapon if you seriously really want to, you know, get the most out of it. So yeah, that is Tifa. So yeah, it's a very interesting build. It's definitely intriguing for me, but I can understand why that maybe some people are disappointed because they just wanted her to get, you know, stronger and stronger as a DPS, and this weapon kind of really doesn't do that. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm sure it will be useful for content going forward. We will see how, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see how often this weapon's gonna be used or not. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Tifa. I know people might be disappointed, but you know, she just didn't get stronger and stronger as DPS, but we'll see how her character evolves as the game goes on. So yeah. Anyway, let's just go to the other two characters real quick. These are very self-explanatory, I feel. So the Uber 4-point Shuriken for Yuffie. This is just an extremely strong earth damage weapon. I mean, let's just go to her costume first, the AC outfit. So yeah, I mean, it's Advent Children Yuffie. I think it looks fine. I don't know. I don't think it looks amazing. I think it looks all right. So the AC outfit here for Yuffie boosts. Oh, this is something like brand new. So all allies earth ability damage plus 15%. So that's just, you know, self-explanatory. Earth damage plus 50% to all allies. And then she got the Shinobi Starflower, which is earth ability damage plus 30%. Magic ability damage plus 20% and 15% HP. So it's like a super arcanum, very focused toward magic earth, which means that her weapon is obviously a magic earth weapon. Uber 4-point Shuriken does 600% magic earth damage to a single enemy. Also applies a earth damage bonus. So when you use this earth ability, deals 20% more damage, dealt. So it's just pretty much a 20% damage increase if you use earth damage. And obviously this, you know, you are, because it's an earth damage weapon. So Magic Attack All Allies and Earth Potency are the R abilities. Magic Attack, and Circle Sigil Boost are the support materia slots. OB1, you're going to 720%. Same thing for the Earth ability damage buff. Just lasts a little bit longer, 20 seconds. And then OB6, 1080 on the Magic Earth damage, 25% on the buff, as well as 40 and 30 on the R abilities, Magic Attack and Earth Potency. So there's that. And then OB10, 1340%. This thing is an absolute freaking nuke with a 30% Earth ability damage boost. And then Magic Attack All Allies, Earth Potency. Yeah, this thing is extremely jacked for Magic Earth's teams, and it's extremely powerful because there's not a lot of Magic Earth in this game. So for me, that is very, very intriguing. The only Magic Earth setups in this game leading up to this point were Vincent. He got a limited one, very strong Magic Earth weapon. That was his first banner, technically. And then there was like young Sephiroth, and there's Lucia, who have weaker Magic Earth weapons. So from that standpoint, my Magic Earth setups are very weak. I think this is a very intriguing setup, extremely, extremely powerful for Earth teams. And yeah, pretty self-explanatory. If your account's lacking on Earth, then this is not a bad pull at all. Very, very powerful. And yeah, let's just go into Sephiroth now. Pretty much the same deal as Yuffie, but his is more focused toward physical ice. Let's go to his costume real quick. The Remnant Suit. So this is just Kadajaroth. So it's Kadaj from Advent Children. It looks fine, right? I'm not too crazy about the outfit. You know, why does he have belts on his like thighs? This is weird. So the Remnant Suit for Sephiroth here. So there's two Sephiroths in this game. A lot of people are referring to this young Sephiroth as Baby Roth, so we'll call him Baby Roth, right? So same thing here. All allies ice ability damage plus 15%. And then he's got Ruler's Will, which is another Super Arcanum, 15% HP, 30% ice ability damage, and 20% to physical ability damage, which means this is a physical ice weapon. So the Soba here, same deal, 600% physical ice damage, applies the ice weapon boost ability damage plus 20%, and then P attack all allies, ice potency, yep. And then P attack all allies, ice potency, P attack triangle sigil boost, OB6 1080% at physical ice damage, also applies ice weapon boost to CUC ability damage plus 30%. So I think the earth ability damage on Yuffie's was it can be work for any type of thing, like it can work for weapons and like materia. This seems like it's only geared toward weapons, which I think is fine. And this is a bigger buff too compared to Yuffie's. This is, I think, maxes out at 40%. So at OB6 it's 30%, 20 seconds on the duration, and then yeah, P attack all allies, ice boost to ice potency, then 1340%, just absolutely just a massive nuke of ice smack. You know, it goes to 35% at OB10. So, and 25 seconds on the duration, and then you get an 8-second extension every time you use it. So once you use it, I mean Sephiroth's role here is he's just going to be applying this over and over and over, and so he's going to keep stacking this duration on this status buff over here. Yeah, it's pretty insane. It's very, very powerful. It goes to all allies too. So for this upcoming guild war, we're probably going to be using Glenn if the guild battle is going to be the same. He has a physical ice weapon. He's going to be able to benefit from that. Maybe some other teams where, you know, there's other That's the thing about this weapon here. Before I forget, is that it's extremely, extremely powerful. But physical ice, I feel, is a lot more common in this game than Magic Earth is. Like I said, there's only like a couple DPSs, only 2 featured DPSs, and there's 1 limited DPS. When it comes to physical ice, there's been so many characters that have gotten physical ice over the years. Cloud, he has a physical ice weapon that maxed out 900%. That was his half anniversary weapon. That was limited though. Tifa has her Christmas gloves, physical ice. Zack has a physical ice weapon too, but it's more of like a debuffing type of weapon. It's kind of weaker. Glenn has a physical ice weapon maxed out at 940% with provoke and increased command gauge. Who else? Yuffie has a physical ice weapon right here. I think it's an 800% one. But you can, you know, attack on exploit to make it stronger. Same with like Tifa as well. Vincent had a 1.5 year anniversary weapon that was physical ice, very powerful, and it applies an ice buff. So as you can see, physical ice was just extremely, extremely common in this game. Probably one of the most common like elements, and that might weaken it. You know, that might weaken the appeal to pull on this for specific accounts, right? Because if you already feel like you're good on physical ice, you might not need this. And while I feel Magic Earth, a lot of people might not be as well on Magic Earth as they are on physical ice. But the thing about this banner here is physical ice is going to be the guild battle. So Sephiroth is going to be extremely, extremely powerful for guild battle. If you miss out on Sephiroth, then you're probably not going to do as well at all. So there is that too. So what you would combine with these weapons here, when it comes to like Yuffie, with her Quake weapon, you'd probably go Rocker's Guitar still because it has the exploit weakness for 30%. So it's pretty much an extra 30% tacked on to her, her main hand weapon. And if you don't want to do that and you can get exploit somewhere else, you can use the Razor Ring in the offhand just for the R abilities because you're getting 56 points into Earth Potency with 31 into M attack. So that would be probably your main 2 options there in the offhand weapon for Yuffie if you were to pull on this. And if you were to pull on Sephiroth, or Baby Roth, his offhand weapon is probably going to be the Odin weapon if you have it, his exploit weakness one. That was his 1.5 year anniversary weapon. If you don't have it, then you're going to have to kind of go in a different route. Possibly something like Shinra Blade that has boost attack and boost ability potency, or just something that has high P attack, because that'll help fill out that P attack that he's missing. So he has a lot of weapons that have just regular P attack on it, but yeah, most cases I feel like you're just going to be using the Odin weapon in the offhand for Sephiroth for his newest ice weapon. So yeah, that pretty much covers it. For Tifa, her new weapon, she's going to be running it in the offhand in pretty much most scenarios, and then she would probably just be running her whatever DPS weapon you need for her on the battle. So she has a ton of them. She has Shining Gloves, she has Shell Knuckles, Bunny Gloves, Christmas Gloves, a bunch of limited weapons that are, you know, DPS weapons as well. She has a ton. So, but most of the time she's going to be running this in the offhand to increase the buffs across the whole party. So yeah, that pretty much covers that. What are y'all thinking about this, man? I'm gonna look at the stamp card. The stamp card is still kind of shit. There's just not enough guaranteed copies on these stamp cards, which is really, really unfortunate. Yeah, if they expect people to try to get all these weapons to high overboost, it's just not feasible with, you know, the amount of guarantees we have here. Plus the rates on these banner weapons are just not that great either. If you watch my previous pulls on the other banner, they were absolutely garbage. Absolute worst pulls I ever had. I had 13 pulls in a row where I did not have a 5-star guaranteed weapon, which is just insane. So yeah, anyway, I wish y'all I do wish y'all the best of luck if y'all decide to pull on this. Yeah, until October 22nd for both of these banners. So not a huge rush. The only real rush I feel is Sephiroth for Guild War, because Guild War is starting next week. Yuffie will be really, really good for the battle ranking this week. So if you want to pull for that, you can do that as well. I feel for ranking events, it's not really like super necessary to pull deep or hard on banners just for ranking events, because, you know, the rewards aren't super good anyways. It's mostly just for bragging rights to do good in rankings. So yeah, but anyway, that pretty much covered this banner. What characters are you going to focus on in this banner? What do y'all think of the characters in this banner? What do you think of Tifa's new support weapon? It's very, very interesting, and yeah, I can kind of see both ways on people like it and people not liking it, because you know, she didn't get like a super good offhand, you know, weapon that's going to enhance her DPS. It's mainly a support weapon. So yeah, let me know what y'all think of these characters and these banners weapons in the comment section below. So yeah, let's go into the rest of the updates here. So a lot of things to cover here. Try to cover it pretty quickly. So Guild Battle, like I said, Guild Battle was announced. Physical Ice is going to be good for Guild War. This is going to start next week. So Sephiroth is going to be extremely, extremely powerful. The new Sephiroth. I think if I don't focus on Sephiroth, I might use Half Anniversary Cloud, because I have that ice weapon with his newest fusion blade. So that will be a really good DPS as well. I think Glenn is going to be a good support because he has a physical ice weapon with, like, you know, provoke and command gauge increase, right? And supports like Sid, Aerith will probably be pretty good for this Guild War as well. And yeah, a lot of options when it comes to physical ice in this game. Like I said, Yuffie and Tifa, really good options as well. All right, so that pretty much covers Guild War coming up soon. Second anniversary campaign volume 2 is on now, so log in, you'll get 1,000 blue crystals. Very easy to do that. And then you'll get a lottery box, 15 days of lottery boxes, which is essentially just gives you a random 5-star gold ticket for a specific character. And then we are clearing panel missions to get you know, the typical stuff: refined mithril ingots, things like that. So is that up right now? Yeah, there's more pages on this, so more stuff to do, more things to clear out, more freebies, which is very, very cool. All right, so next thing here is the critical threat. Blighted Spirit Hunt is on right now, so let's check out that event. New critical threat, crash battle. So pretty straightforward. If you go in here, do all the solo clears, do all the co-op clears for the first time. And yeah, at the end, we will have a crash battle against the Blighted Spirit. So crash battles, if you don't know, if you're new to the game, they're very, very hard content. If you're newer to the game, you're most likely not going to clear it. I feel like it's a very, very, very low clear rate. It's gotten slightly easier for veteran accounts. And before, it was like typically mostly just like whale accounts that were clearing crash battles solo. But you can get carried in co-ops as well. So if you go on Discord, you go to the unofficial Ever Crisis Discord, you can get carried for crash battles if you have a decent setup, that can, get carried by. Anyway, so yeah, clear out all your event missions, clear out all your daily missions every day. The victory draw has a Aerith weapon, the Magatsuchi rod. Not even gonna try to say that again, but it does im attack increase low to mid for just a single ally. Magic attack 42 or 46, magic ability potency 42. It's actually pretty decent R abilities on this weapon. But yeah, free event weapon, and I think there's another one as well. No, I think it's just Aerith right now. We'll probably get another one once the gold tickets appear for the next week, I'm assuming. So yeah, it's free Aerith event weapon. It's also good things here like mithril ingots, memories, gotcha tickets, 5-star Aerith. These are the weapon parts for Aerith, which are extremely valuable. You'll probably get 100 of those. Really, really good. And yeah, typical Crash critical threat battles. You just get everything that's in the jackpot prizes, then level up, then get everything, level up, get everything, level up. So yeah, farming the content, level up, get all this stuff, and that's, the Ever Crisis way. So next thing, let's go to, there's a new battle tower, Singularity Vortex Tower, the 5th clash on now. That's a mouthful. So let's check that out real quick. So the new battle tower here, it's our 5th one. Typically these have 25 floors, and then there's the brutal towers, which will have an additional 5 floors that are a little bit harder. If we go to the exchange here, I think we'll get at least 3 weapon vouchers. That's what's typically been happening. We get 3 vouchers that we can exchange for specific weapons here. Shell Knuckles is a very powerful DPS weapon for Tifa. Holiday Blade as well, very powerful DPS weapon for Cloud. Everything else is kind of a support weapon or kind of just good R ability stat 6, like Feather Gloves. I would get this because I don't have it OB10 yet. It's a good stat stick for water teams. Holiday Bell is actually a good like debuffing DPS weapon for Yuffie or for Wind. Shinra Military Sword, it's kind of like a buffing weapon for Sephiroth or Wind. Excuse me. Radiant Edge is like a fire debuffing weapon for Sephiroth. He's not really a debuffer anymore. Crystal Cross is a buffing weapon for Yuffie, probably like the lowest tier thing on here. Marine Shooter, physical attack down, fire potency down, or fire resist down. Lucia, it's actually a really good debuffing weapon. Seaside Color, pretty standard lightning down weapon. So if you were to choose something you want to focus on DPS, I would say Shell Knuckles and Holiday Blade are your best bets here, and probably Holiday Bells as well. If you want something for good R abilities, Feather Gloves is really good. Shinra Military Sword's really good. Marine Shooter is actually really good R abilities too. Radiant Edge. So yeah, just look at your account and see what you need. But yeah, if you're focused on DPS, Shell Knuckles, Holiday Blade, your 2 best bets. Okay, so that pretty much covers that. Vortex Tower, clear out all the floors, do all the content. All right, so next thing here is the Battle Ranking 12. Adversaries from a Distant Land is on now. And from what I saw on this, again, one of the battles is against these two, the twins. I'm not even gonna say it. Earth element is effective, so that means the new Yuffie is going to be really good against this. I assume Magic Earth in particular is going to be very good. You can potentially use Physical Earth Tifa if you have that from 1.5 year anniversary, but you're probably going to take a hit on the debuffs to make it work. Like, it's probably going to be favoring Magic is my guess. And then Fire Element is effective against Yuffie. So I would assume probably Magic Fire Sephiroth is going to be very good for this. But potentially, you know, regular fire, physical fire could be good as well. It's just, you'll probably take a hit from the buffs and debuffs based on that. But yeah, if you go into the battle ranking here, you just do the trial and then you do the free challenge. Try to do as well as you can when it comes to doing the total score. So if you just clear this out, you know, as a bunch of times, you will get all the rewards in here, which, you know, are pretty good. I don't see any. Okay, yeah, you get blue crystals. I think you get like around 4,000 blue crystals or something for doing everything. And then the stage clear rewards, try to do as high as you can. There's 300 is the highest, but yeah, just do the best you can. I'll probably try to put out a guide for this to kind of give you, you know, some teams that you can go with, give you my setup of, you know, what I'll be doing for this battle ranking. Typically, I just aim for top 100 because, as you can see, the difference between top 10 and top like 150 is not that huge. You just get extra RNG materia synthesis stuff. So I would say top 150 is kind of where you want to aim, but honestly, just getting like top 2,000 is not bad. It's like top, and it's very easy to get top 600 in these ranking events. So typically what I like to do in these events, I can't really illustrate it, but I like to put all the buffs to the max and then set the HP to default, and then typically you can just like one-shot the enemy and get out with a decent score. So that's like my easy strategy when it comes to battle rankings. Low effort strategy that will still get you a decent ranking and get you most of the rewards. So yeah, that pretty much covers that. Another battle ranking event. Summon stream expanded for double summons. I did not notice this, so let's check that out. So we go into the double summons. Oh, wow. So yeah, we actually can level up these double summons even further. That's really cool. I think these maxed out at level 5 before, so that is cool. So we got Leviathan and Bahamut. There's also Ifrit in Bahamut, and there's also Shiva and Ramu. So yeah, if you have a ton of memories already just laying around, you can just use them and level these double summons up. So that's pretty cool. Let's do some. Oh, there's noble memories though, so we're gonna probably have to do some noble memory farming, I assume. Is there new battles in this? Let me check that. So let's go to the summon quest. Are there new like EX3 battles in here? No, I don't see anything there. Ifrit Bahamut. So how do you get the nobles? Not exactly sure. Let me check this real quick. So how do you get nobles from this? Double summon noble memories can be attained as a first clear reward from the following quest in the Trials of the Summon's Fury. Ah, okay. So in this event that was already there, Trial of Summon's Fury, you can go in here, and now we will have double summons, and you can get these noble memories from here. So I guess just clearing these will give you the noble memories necessary to progress in that stream. By the way, they had a lot of content here. They had 3 battles for physical and magical for all the summons already. Pretty simple for me. My Fusion Sword Cloud just destroyed a lot of these challenges, made them extremely easy. But yeah, not too complicated. I would say Odin Magic Earth was probably the hardest one I had to deal with because, like I said, I didn't really have any Magic Earth setups. I think I just used Magic Fire Sephiroth and just made it work because he's just strong as hell as is. But yeah, if you actually draw a Magic Earth Yuffie, you will be able to destroy this one now. But yeah, I actually enjoyed these summon battles. The level 3 ones were actually a decent challenge for even day 1 accounts. So, you know, I kind of appreciate the small little challenge there. I assume levels 1 and 2 were clearable for at least, you know, accounts that aren't as built. You know, they might have been somewhat of a challenge, but yeah, level 3 is where it kind of really picked up for the all accounts. But yeah, I'm assuming there's going to be 3 levels to all these summons. So yeah, more content to do for these whatever, Trial the Summon Fury. I've almost cleared out all the good stuff already. I got the anniversary vouchers. I got the 5-star weapon vouchers. I just need to get another copy of Masamune, and that's pretty much, you know, all the really good stuff. If you're a newer account, when it comes to the game, you have to make a choice here of potentially 2 limit break weapons. I think the best bang for buck, if you're new to the game, Crimson Staff for Aerith is really good because it's magic attack down, magic defense down, AOE. That's a really powerful support weapon. And also Bahamut Rod for Aerith. Where is it? Where is good old Bahamut Rod for Aerith? There we go. Very, very good support weapon. Again, it's a magic defense up mid, even at low overboost, it can get to mid. And then, yeah, if you have that Tifa, you can take it to extra high, right? Pretty neat, huh? So yeah, I think this is one of the best healing weapons in the game. Plus, it also has that ATB gauge increase. It's not going to be as good at a low overboost though, because it's only a 40. You have to be under 40% HP. But I think 1 copy of this weapon is still really nice. Good bang for buck, as well as Crimson Staff. Blue Daffodil, 1 copy as well, is decent bang for buck because you're getting the exploit weakness on Tifa. So I think, yeah, if you're newer to the game, I think these 3 weapons, very, very good weapons to have if you're having a hard time deciding. Also Blade of Worthy as well, because this also has exploit weakness, as well as the AOE flat damage. So 4 weapons I think that are pretty good at just 1 base copy. Everything else is kind of like older DPS weapons that, you know, aren't as good. Yeah. Rocket Lance is kind of unique because it's Enfeeble, but a lot of characters have Enfeeble now. Gun of the Worthy, this applies to ice weakness, which is kind of unique, but unless this weapon has a higher overboost, I feel like it's not that great. Gauntlets of Worthy, I think this is decent. Even, you know, it has a earth damage AOE increase, which is the only character in the game that can do this for Tifa. So that's kind of unique, but I don't know. I like the support weapons better. I think you get more bang for buck out of support weapons at a base copy than you do like DPS weapons. So yeah, you got to make your decisions there. I already picked Great Sword of Worthy, but this is also actually a pretty good one at a base copy because you're getting double defense up with the AOE Veil. I didn't have a copy of that, so I just grabbed a copy. Protector's Blade, I think, is a good R ability stat stick weapon that I'm kind of like focusing on now. Weapons that do like magic attack AOE, magic attack all allies with magic ability potency, or physical attack all allies with physical ability potency, I think are really, really good stat sticks that can kind of fill out teams if you overboost those weapons. Those other weapons would be Bahamut Fangs, and Bahamut Cutter, and Bahamut Greatsword, these that have those R abilities. Alright, that pretty much covers that. Big mouthful there, but let's go to the next thing. So, new Final Fantasy VII Advent Children EC Edition events added. Is that in the actual event? Yeah, a new battle has been added. So if you check this out, there are new battles here against Bahamut Sin. You will get a free Sid weapon, the Captain Spear, which does physical defense down, low to mid. Our abilities are pretty good though. Physical attack 46 and 42. It's kind of a unique weapon here for Sid because he doesn't have any physical defense down weapons. So, you know, there is that. And he is mainly a support character in this game. Another co-op battle, so clear that as well. And then check out the exchange. Yeah, we get the Captain Spear. We get some 5-star gacha tickets. More 5-star gacha tickets. Branding stones. Attacker memories. Yeah. Typical stuff. Clear out the shop, get all the shit. And then find Mithril ingots, Sid weapon parts, synth catalysts, Mithril ore, and then all the typical stuff. So yeah, more stuff to farm in this event. If you've been farming it for a while, you can spend those resources now on many of the things in the One-Winged Angel feather shop. So I could technically get this to OB6 like immediately right now if I wanted to, and probably actually clear out most of the stuff, honestly. So yeah, more stuff in the Advent Children event. Other than that, we got a new step-up draw. I think all step-up draws kind of suck. I never have pulled on them. I just do the free 10 pull that we get from step-up draws, and that's pretty much it. Tifa, Yuffie, and Sephiroth limit break draw on now. I already covered that. And then there's the how to obtain Mako gems. So this is essentially just drawing on banner to get the Mako gems for the new ultimate weapons for Cloud and Adult Sephiroth. So yeah, that pretty much covers it for this Ever Crisis update, or the second update for the second anniversary. Are y'all going to pull on this new banner? What do y'all think of the new banner? What do y'all think of these weapons? What do you think of the Tifa weapon? Let me know in the comments section below. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this EC video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. If you could, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Later.